Assalamu alaikum dear students. Yamid Khan Jamali is here. The topic that will be discussed today, that is mono hybrid cross or single trait inheritance. Mono hybrid cross or single trait inheritance. Monohybrid cross or single trait inheritance is a cross between two individuals of the same species of the different sexes, in which they differ in one character, single character only. Let us see, we take an example of monohybrid cross. Suppose we cross homozygous tall male pea plant with homozygous short female pea plant. If we cross homozygous tall male pea plant with a homozygous short female pea plant, let us see genetically how will we denote a homozygous tall. T capital with T capital and T small. Homozygous tall is genetically denoted by T capital and homozygous short will be denoted as T small. Dear students, why we denote the homozygous tall as T capital? Is T capital the short form of the tall? No. Each letter that shows a gene, because on a homolog pair we know one pair are two genes for each character. All the individuals, including we people, we have at least two genes for each character, and out of these two genes for each character, we receive each gene from either from father or from father. One gene from father, one gene from mother, and each individual possesses at least two genes for a particular character. So for the tallness there are two genes. Each letter shows, suppose these are the genes, this is for tallness and this gene is also for tallness. If both the genes they are same, this is a homozygous, and each gene that shows each letter shows a gene, and there is a pair of a gene for this tallness character, and both of the genes received from both the parents, father and mother, they are similar, thus is called homozygous. And here the case is same. T small. Why this T capital is denoted? Because we know tallness is dominant over shortness, and we know the dominant characters they are always denoted by capital letters, and here homozygous short, each small letter T small that is a gene, and both are same T small both are for shortness and they are similar, thus this is called as a homozygous sort. These are the suppose this is these are the parents P1 tall parent homozygous tall and short homozygous short parents. Offspring produced, how sexually offspring is produced? Offspring by sexual method, offspring is produced from the parents through their gametes. Let us see the gametes. So these are the parents. Why this is called as P1? P1 means first parents, and from the parents by sexual method the offspring is produced when the gametes are formed. For the gametes, T capital, and suppose this is the male, we can show it as a sperm, and the T capital, this is the sperm. At the time of gamete formation, these genes we know they are passed into the different gametes, and thus a gamete that receives only one gene for that particular character. In the same way, T small, suppose this is an ovum. At the time of gamete formation, these genes they are passed to different gametes, and thus the gamete possesses only one gene for that character. And suppose this sperm fertilizes the ovum, T capital and T small. This is called F1 generation. The generation, this was the hybridization, and offspring produced from this cross, that will be called F1 generation. F1 meaning filial first generation, or we can say that this is hybrid or filial generation. This is the first generation, and the character is tall. All the plants obtained they are the tall, and let us see what is the difference. The offspring obtained that will be tall, this is tall, and this is also the tall. What is the difference between this tall and this tall? The difference is that this is a homozygous tall and this is heterozygous tall. Tall but heterozygous tall. Heterozygous tall, because we know okay, this is gene T capital for tallness, and that is received by the zygote from its father or from its male parent, and this is T small, this is received by the zygote from its mother or female parent, and thus both are dissimilar, and thus this is tall but heterozygous tall. And if suppose these are the parents and these are the gametes, and this is called, you may say, the zygote. If this is in first generation or in F1 generation, all tall plants are obtained, and but they are heterozygous. F1 into F1 is equal to F2. What is understood by F1 into F1 is equal to F2? F1 into F1 is equal to F2 means if F1 male, heterozygous tall, is allowed to cross with F1 female, that meaning the heterozygous tall, the offspring obtained from such cross, that will be called F2 generation. F2 meaning second, 2 for second, F for filial, second filial generation. Clear, students? Let us put the value of F1. The value of the F1 is heterozygous tall, which is denoted by T capital and T small. And let us put the value of F1 female, that is heterozygous tall, and heterozygous tall is denoted as T capital, T small. Heterozygous tall male, heterozygous tall female. Both are the parents, and thus we can say that these are the P2, meaning second parents. And let us see the gametes. At the time of gamete formation, the both the contrasting genes, they are called allele to one another. They get separated from one another. One gene that passes to other gamete, and the second gene that passes to an other gamete. And you see here the T capital that gets separated from T small. T capital and T small, they get separated, segregated from one another and pass into different gametes. Why these contrasting genes are two genes at the time of gamete formation, they get separated, segregated from one another? It is because, dear students, suppose these are the chromosomes. A pair of the chromosome, a pair of homolog chromosome. Suppose this pair of the genes, one gene that lies at one chromosome and other lies at on other chromosome. Suppose this is gene for tallness and this gene is for shortness. At the time of gamete formation, these genes, they get segregated or separated from one another. Why they get segregated from one another? Because they are present on different chromosomes. And we know at the time of gamete formation, each member of a homolog that separates, and this one also separates and passed into other gametes due to the presence of the alleles on different chromosomes. They get separated and they are passed to the different gametes. Clear? Let us see checkerboard. Checkerboard. And the checkerboard, we will see it in a checkerboard to check checkerboard. These male gametes, suppose these are male gametes, T capital and T small. These are the male gametes, and these are the suppose female gametes, T capital and T small. Suppose these are the sperms and these are the ova or eggs. Suppose this ovum fuses with this sperm, the zygote formed will receive both the similar genes for tallness, T capital, T small, that meaning it is tall and it is a homozygous tall. Homozygous tall. Tall, homozygous. Suppose by chance this ovum fuses with this sperm, if this sperm fertilizes this ovum, by chance, T capital and T small, this is also the tall, but this is heterozygous tall because both are dissimilar. These are identical, these are dissimilar. This is tall but heterozygous, tall, heterozygous. Distance, if by chance this sperm fertilizes with this ovum, T capital, T small, T capital T small, this is also the tall, but tall heterozygous. Tall heterozygous. This is heterozygous tall. And if by chance this sperm and ovum they fuse within each other to form the zygote will receive T small means both the genes for dwarfness or shortness, and this will be called dwarf or short, and both are similar, because of which it is homo short, homozygous short. If we calculate the ratio, and if we calculate and see, look at the percentage. If we see the percentage, how many chances are there for the tallness? Tallness 75 percentage. Tallness 75%, and shortness or dwarf short 25% chances. There are, if we cross heterozygous tall male pea plant with a heterozygous short female pea plant in the second generation or F2 generation, there are 75% chances for tall plants, and there are 25% chances for short plants. If we calculate the ratio, there are two types of the ratios, okay? Phenotype ratio and genotype ratio. Phenotype ratio. For phenotype dear students, we know phenotype meaning a physical appearance or the visible character. There are tall is equal to 1, 2 and 3. Tall plants, there are 3 tall plants out of 4, and short is equal to only 1, and thus the phenotype ratio obtained is 3 is to 1. 3 is to 1. This is phenotype ratio. In each and every character, about phenotype ratio is near about 3 is to 1. Let us see genotype ratio. Genotype ratio. Genotype ratio. Genotype ratio. In the genotype, dear students, in the genotype ratio, we will also observe, look to see the homozygous as well as heterozygous. But for phenotype ratio, there will be no homozygous tall or heterozygous. But for genotype ratio, because we know genotype meaning genetic constitution or genetic makeup, and thus for genotype ratio, there will be we will see the homo or hetero. Let us see. Okay, homozygous tall. Homozygous tall. Look at this checkerboard. Homozygous tall. How many homozygous tall are seen here in this checkerboard? Only one. That is this one. Homozygous tall. This is heterozygous tall. This is also heterozygous tall. This is short, homozygous short, but homozygous tall is only one. And heterozygous tall, heterozygous tall, heterozygous tall, they are two, because this one and this one, these are the tall, but they are heterozygous tall. And homozygous short, homozygous short is only one, this one, homozygous short. Thus the ratio, genotype ratio is 1 is to 2, this one 2 is to 1. One is to 2 is to 1. This is the genotype ratio. Dear students, so it is clear that the phenotype ratio is always Mendelian monohybrid Mendelian monohybrid phenotype ratio is always 3:1, and Mendelian monohybrid genotype ratio is always 1:2:1. Dear students, actually this is the explanation of taking the example of monohybrid cross. This is actually the Mendel's first law. Dear students, this is actually Mendel's first law. Gregor John Mendel proposed two laws, first and second. First law is called law of segregation, and second law is called law of independent assortment. The first law, the law of segregation, is the universal law. Mendel's first law. Mendel's first law is called law of segregation. Law of segregation. Mendel's first law, the law of segregation, that states that. Now let us clear and explain Mendel's first law. This whole chart that shows Mendel's first law. So let us explain it. Mendel's first law, law of segregation, states that if a pair of contrasting characters is allowed to cross, they neither mix up nor affect each other. Mendel's first law states that if a pair of contrasting characters, contrasting meaning different, suppose here homozygous tall and homozygous short, these are contrasting characters. If these contrasting characters, they are allowed to cross, they neither mix up nor affect each other. The offspring obtained here, that is, all they are heterozygous tall. That meaning here all are tall. But the Mendel's first law said that the pair of contrasting characters, if they are allowed to cross, they neither mix up nor affect each other. Only one remains dominant over the other. That meaning the tall character is explained showed here, and you see the other character, the short character that was not appeared in the offspring. It means one remains dominant over the other, because of which Mendel's first law of segregation is also called law of dominance. Law of dominance. Law of dominance, because of one remains dominant over the other. Mendel's first law of segregation that further states that at the time of gamete formation from F1 generation, here F1 generation, that is heterozygous stall, at the time of gamete formation, both the contrasting genes, the gene for tallness and the gene for shortness, they get segregated, meaning get separated from one another and are passed into the other different gametes. Because of the separation of contrasting genes from one another to different gametes, the law is called law of segregation. Segregation, dear students, segregation meaning separation. Because of the separation of, dear students, because of the separation of these contrasting genes at the time of gamete formation, the law is called law of segregation. And the why they get segregated from one another, I have already explained you. Because suppose this is a pair of chromosomes and this is a gene for tallness and this is gene for shortness, these are contrasting genes, they get separated from one another and pass into different gametes because they lie on different chromosomes, and thus the gametes are said to be pure. And when these genes, they in the F1 generation, F2 generation, they show their character in the next generation. Let me to explain this Mendel's first law once again. Mendel's first law, law of segregation, states that if a pair of contrasting characters, tallness and the shortness, suppose, is allowed to cross, they neither mix up nor affect each other, but one remains dominant over the other. And Mendel's first law of segregation further states that at the time of gamete formation from F1 generation, this is F1 generation, at the time of gamete formation from F1 generation, both the contrasting genes, they get segregated from one another and pass into different gametes, and their character that is appeared in the next generation. Meaning, if a character that was not explained, the short character shortness that not appeared in F1 generation, that appears in the next generation, that meaning F2 generation, and thus this was all about the Mendel's first law, law of segregation. Inshallah, we will meet again in the next topic, taking a new topic. Thank you very much.